Oh, okay. What up, station? You already know what it is. This is a KFTV post game live. The one looking to defeat the Atlanta Hawks after winning in Toronto, and man, was this ugly at the end. New start off was a solid start, man. Had some good performances from Josh. Cat would give them moments here and there. Bridges, OG. Looked like this thing was quick because the Hawks were just missing every single shot. Defense was looking solid in the first. Looked like the Knicks were going to take this one because at the half it was, what was it? It was 54-40. What was it? 47.
Yeah, it was a 7-point game. Yep.
But then it had to turn. The Knicks defense started to fall apart. Knicks offense just was not cohesive whatsoever. And the Knicks would give up a game, man. They would give up this game where they should have easily won against the Atlanta Hawks. But instead, we got to see alley-oop after alley-oop. We got to see Jalen Johnson go off. Trae Young have a meh night, but still get his passing going on. All right? Everything was going right for the Atlanta Hawks, but nothing for the New York Knicks. And ultimately, the Knicks would lose 121 to 116. Awful loss. Disappointing loss. I wanted this team to get out to Vegas. I'm aggravated. I'm sure you are all as well. Welcome to KFTV Postgame Live. I'm your host, Alex Gutierrez, a.k.a. the Stratocaster. On the other side is my guy, CK2K. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. CP is on his way back from the game. He's Aggie too, best believe. But we're here to talk about it, man. We're here to talk about it. Discuss this as a family. Because, good God, this was awful. Just awful. Oh, CK.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were doing play-by-play. Fantastic job, as always. What'd you think, man? What'd you think of this game?
It was a game that those that are in the chat right now that was watching with myself at the play-by-play, it was one of those games where even when we were winning, I still was not confident. And for those reasons, we saw exactly why I wasn't confident, as the Atlanta Hawks just looked like they wanted it more than the Knicks, even when they were not winning in the game. Just that second half, man, is it's worrisome. You know what I mean? It is, but it isn't, because, you know, it's still, you can still use our argument. It's early in the season. But at the same time, when we're seeing it on a consistent basis, and this game where the Knicks crowd, shout out to everybody, anybody that was in the Garden, if you're in the chat right now, they were behind the Knicks throughout the entirety of this game, giving them all the juice, doing everything that we could. I mean, the way we pushed out of this game in the first quarter, it just felt like this had that kind of energy where it was a possibility that the Knicks can go out there and win this one wire to wire. But something about the way the Hawks played this entire game where it just felt like they had wanted it more. And fast forward to that third quarter where Trae Young just went nuts against us, and it just made our defense look silly in the pick and roll. And then the rest of the Hawks followed suit, and it ended the way it ended. It was a game where I just wish I could just, you know, plug in my brain into my computer and take this memory bank out and delete it and never have to remember it again, and just move on to our next game, whenever that is. So long story short, I'm not happy, Alex. You know, I don't live that far away from Vegas, Alex. I was ready to drive out, ready to, you know, possibly see our Knicks playing in Vegas. You know, now that's not going to happen. Now it's not going to happen.
It is not going to happen. I'm curious to hear what CP has to say. He's, like I said, he's on his way back from the Garden. He was there up close and personal watching all this unfold. Can't wait to hear what he thinks. I mean, he didn't even go live after the game, so he's got to be. He did not go live after this game. You know he is aggravated. He is absolutely aggravated. I am
Uber.
Yeah. So I am very curious to see what CP has to say when he joins. But look, end of the day, CK, like when I'm watching this game, this was close. Even though the Knicks had the lead, right? Knicks had the lead 54 to 47, and Knicks were shooting 30% from three, but from the field, they were doing a pretty good job. They were shooting 48%. This was too close of a game for where the Hawks, at the end of the first half, where they were shooting 19% from downtown and 37% from the field. And so that alone did not give me a lot of great confidence. I was like, maybe the Knicks can dial it up because they were at least they were moving the ball well. They were playing some solid defense. I was like, this might just be an ugly game. Hawks are a little too close. We've seen this in the past from the Knicks themselves. We've seen the Knicks be in these positions in years past where they don't shoot the ball well, but they keep it an ugly game and they're right there to strike. And so I thought Knicks offense doing a decent job right now. Let's watch this thing just erupt in the second half. It didn't, man. It didn't. Jalen Johnson is what happened in the second half. Jalen Johnson is what was the catalyst for what the Hawks were able to do. And on top of that, Hawks out rebounded the Knicks, man. This is a Tom Thibodeau team that is usually top 10 in rebounding is not this year. They're in the 20s. They're one of the worst rebounding teams in the league right now.
Yeah. And
that is one area where they lost. Hawks were able to get out in transition. Hawks played some tough-nosed defense. I'm watching this Hawks team just play a gritty brand of basketball. And I don't even want to necessarily hear about the refs. I know the refs missed some calls, and there were some bad calls tonight. But getting out-rebounded, allowing guys to find open lanes towards the hoop, all the alley-oops that I saw tonight, leaving guys wide open from three. The Hawks are not even a good three-point shooting team.
Yeah.
But if you're going to leave guys open, stuff like this happens. You see timely threes. And so I'm aggravated. It's even more than the NBA Cup at this point. I, of course, wanted to see them go to Vegas. I, of course, wanted to see them win. But it's more than that because now it's at that point in the season where things aren't just, coincidences. This is a trend that we're seeing now, that we're watching young athletic teams who could play some solid defense give the Knicks some problems. And where the Knicks can't rebound, they're not playing good defense, they're allowing guys to cut and just be athletic left and right. I'm not liking too many things that I'm seeing, man. Now, you could say that it's early in the season. Sure. Could the Knicks work on some things to get better? Yes. But at what point is it a wake-up call for this team to say, yo, we really got to lock in and focus for 48 minutes, night in and night out, because we can't take anybody for granted?
Mm-hmm. You talked about the referees. If that's a conversation, I feel like that conversation needs to end. I thought, the foul, there was some missed calls, but I felt like if you look at it, the fouls are pretty even, so I'm not really worried about that. And at the end of the day, they let both teams play physical down the stretch, which is what we've been complaining about for a long time. So fouls are not an issue. But for your last point, as far as, they got to lock in and figure it out, I feel like that moment should have been gone. I feel like now that we're on this stretch that we have been on where the New York Knicks look like the chemistry had been building, we get Precious back and it's looking seamless with him back in rotation. It felt like the Knicks should have already been at that point where we're like, okay, yeah, time to lock in. Okay, the defense thing, we got to figure it out. We watched film. Yeah, rebounding. We ain't doing so great, but Precious doing a good job offensively rebounding for us. Let's get it together. But then we have nights like this where we play against the Atlanta Hawks, and when you think we have it figured out, then you rewatch and you're like, no, we don't quite have that part of the game figured out just yet. So I guess my question to what you're saying is just like, when is going to be that time where we lock in as a whole and realize, yo, look at us. It's all of us. I know chat likes to point at this person, that name, this name. When does the team as a collective get together, those fun little team meetings, and be like, yo, we got to start doing our part defensively. Yo, we got to start doing our part at boxing out and stopping the other team from killing us on the offensive rebound. Because it's a team thing. It ain't just one player. No, it is a team thing. Karl-Anthony Towns cannot average 50 rebounds a game. Everyone has to be active on that part of the court. Defensively, y'all got to learn how to lock in on your own guy and stop trying to depend on help from somebody else. If it's a screen, a pick and roll, fine. Learn how to play defense off a pick and roll. But those kind of things to me are effort plays that the New York Knicks need to come together collectively. Watch this film together, because I know that's what you do. And realize that these are the things that we need to start to fine tune together as a unit before we're having this same conversation at the end of January when we're getting Mitchell Robinson back. Like, oh, thank God, now things are gonna get fixed, because that's not how it's gonna work. So my thing is, we got to get that figured out sooner rather than later, and stop having these little, maybe they got it, runs and then having a game like tonight where us fans are like, oh, maybe they don't. We got to figure it out and get consistent with it. Point blank.
Absolutely, CK. And for the Mitchell Robinson thing, I mean, we have Shams who reported today that it looks like, the expectation was January. He said it's looking like it's going to be late January, February. So that timeline keeps getting extended. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's just February at this point. And it's fine. Mitch has got to get healthy. You want to make sure he's correct. When he gets back there, he could be that we want to be that defensive anchor that he's always been. But as of right now, this team has to figure out how they're going to deal with what they have. And they're now fully healthy, right? You got Bride, Payne, Precious, the entire bench is there. And I actually don't even want to hear that these guys were gassed. Okay. I truly don't, because when you start looking at the other minutes tonight, the Hawks were playing the same amount. If anybody, Clint Capella didn't play as much, but I'm seeing Ricochet playing 37, Jalen Johnson playing 39, Trae Young playing 35, Dyson Daniels played 37. All right. Hart playing 38, Brunson playing 37, Cat playing 38. OG playing 41, Bridges playing 39. I don't want to hear about guys being tired, all right?
Yeah.
These guys get paid a lot of money to be able to play 48 minutes. Yeah. And honestly, they had some rest tonight. And the fact that you go out here and you just, you just saw it in the third quarter. It's like everything, they didn't get the shots that they naturally get. And then everyone just started losing focus on the defensive side. And if that's what's going to happen when your shots aren't falling because you're going to rely heavily on your offense, then you're in deep trouble. Mm-hmm. Your offense is not always going to be there every single night. Even the great offensive players, we've seen it. They're not going to be great every single night. It is tough to be that consistent. That's why when you watch guys who can hit consistent shots consistently, that's why they're great. But you know what does travel? Your defense. That's effort, as you talked about, CK. Yep. That can travel game to game to game to game to game. Yep. And the fact that this team decides to go up and down defensively, it's highly concerning because when you get to the postseason, you can't choose, just say, let's flip on the switch now, we'll play defense. Exactly. It does not work that way. It absolutely does not work that way. When you're thinking about competing with the teams like the Boston Celtics, it does not work that way. When you look at teams in the West, like OKC, it does not work that way. So this team has to figure it out. This team has to get tougher. This team has to solve whatever it is at this point because things are not going to change. They have limited flexibility in what they can do. Obviously, everyone talks about you can aggregate the contracts of Precious and Mitch and probably get somebody else in here. But who is that person? Who is that person that you're looking at? You shouldn't just look for a trade for the sake of just trading somebody just because you can. Mm-hmm. And with them being so close to the cap, the second apron, there's only so much you can do to that point to stay under, because once you do go over, you're limited in what you can trade, you're limited in who you can sign. And the Knicks probably don't want to do that because you got this team for the next 3 to 4 years and you want to make sure you have that flexibility. So it's tough. They got to figure this stuff within, man. They got to figure out how they're going to come together as one unit because, as you said, this is a team effort. This is not just one person. This isn't just on Bridges. This isn't just on Cat. This isn't on Brunson. It's everybody, man. Everybody's got to step up. Oh, man. Aggravated, man. Aggravated. Look, I just did Game of the Week preview yesterday, man. And I was telling Bryce, oh, yeah, man, we're going to come through. We're going to beat you guys because, we've lost to Trae Young. We got some demons. He's not even that good against us. We got to take care of this, man. Go win the cup. Trae Young comes through. Honestly, it doesn't look that great, man. Shooting-wise, he didn't look that great. 7 from 21 at the field. He got to the free throw line because he's quick and he can draw you to foul him. But the 10 assists is what he did, and he's been leading the league in assists. But, man, tough, man. I did not – because the thing that aggravates me, man, is that even though he's not good against us, everyone likes to create this narrative. Oh, he owns Madison Square Garden. He owns the Knicks. And it's just come on, man.
Yeah. He's just
don't
timely.
Need none of that.
He's just really, really good at his timing. That third quarter, that was perfect because what happens in that third quarter is he realized how terrible we were at guarding the pick and roll, and he used it masterfully and went on a small little baby tear. Because like you said, like it felt like he had more points than he had. He only ended with what, 22 points? But in that third quarter, in that run, that's all he needed, because that's the run that got them the lead. And immediately after that, we started to overhelp on Trae Young, and then he went right into pass first Trae Young, which is the leader in assist Trae Young, where then everyone else started to follow suit because we started to overhelp on Trae Young. So like it's just he's very timely with the way that he picked us apart in this game, and I think that irritates me more than him the way he killed us tonight irritates me more than if he had a big scoring night and beat us. I hated how he made our defense just look so silly, and it wasn't even all of just him scoring the ball. It's the way he manipulated our defense to get alley-oops, open threes for DeAndre Hunter. I don't care if he's having a good scoring season. When you're out there being guarded by OG, and so you shouldn't be having a good scoring night against us tonight. But like that irritated me today, just the way he did it, and then has to do. We'll talk about it later, I'm sure. But then that little thing he did on the logo, I was sick of him. Sick of him.
Acting like he's playing some dice out there on the. Come on, man. That's
sick of him.
Nasty work, man. Nasty
Shave
work. Shave.
Sick of him, bro.
Now we're going for low blows because you're aggravated. Yeah, oh my goodness gracious.
My fault. Too far.
Good gracious, man. Good gracious.
Too far.
Hey, man. Into this salute to Knicks Nation. Thank you for tuning in front of the KFTV post game live. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. All right. Got some Superchats in here. Shout out to GOT. Fanchise channel member. He said props to CK for the OT. Shame on New York Knicks for not locking in. We got Stop Panic Super Chat. Really appreciate it. Said this one's on JB and OG. Hey, man. I mean, they're part of it, but they're not the only. Not everybody else is excused from this. Okay, Cat. Look, man, Cat didn't guard the paint. I mean, I saw Deuce McBride. He let Trae Young guard him. You see that in the third, fourth quarter?
Yeah, it was tough. I don't know if he was like our time, but yeah, it was tough. He was, Trae Young was marking him, and I didn't like that.
I didn't like that at all, man. That was just some crazy stuff that it's just don't like it. All right, man. Suits, like I said, Suits to Knicks Nation. Make sure to call in through the Discord. CP is on his way. We're going to be taking your calls. We're going to be loading up the Discord right now. I do want to hear what everyone's got to say. This is just, look, man, it's an aggravating night. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit whatsoever. So, just going to load you all up. Daniel, if you listen to me, bring in Wilkie B. King. Will from LI. Bring him in in the live show. Somehow, it's not allowing me to like drag people from the members lounge. So, Daniel, if you're listening to me, just bring him right in. All right. Will from LI. How you feeling today? I didn't like that at all. Will, you there? Check.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, man.
How you?
I'm not doing too good, man. Stadium report. I was in the building.
Okay.
And CK and Alex, there is nothing worse than paying money to see Trae Young beat you in person. There is nothing. I repeat, worse than that. Listen, man, that game was. Listen, man. This team is not complete. It is not a complete team, man. And the issue is the rebounding. I don't know if it's going to be Mitchie no snitchy. Shout out to Cody Glock. I don't know what it is, but the rebounding is an issue and the defense is an issue. This team is great when the shots are falling. They're one of the best offense in the league. But when they're not falling, bro, and it's close, it's tough. Because you see Cat. You see what he can do at the 5. He's marvelous. I think he had 17 rebounds today. Amazing. Guess what? On the defensive end, he fouled out. Okay? I know we lost the rebounding battle. Okay? It's bad because you know what this Knicks team was from years past. This was a hard-nosed defense rebounding team. And now I love the offensive punch that we have with this starting 5. but the defense is almost non-existent. They were carving us up, bro. You got Trey Young throwing dice on our logo. That's diabolical, bro. I got my girl
That is
coming to the
nasty
game.
work.
It's nasty work, man. I got my girl coming to the game. You know, we over here hype. I'm telling her how we, we doing all this and that and the third. And guess what? We lost to Trey Young. It's bad work, bro. I'm over here walking home from the game. I'm not a happy camper. I really appreciate you guys because nights like tonight, I would be going insane. And thank you to this Knicks fan community because we're not complete, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we have to make a trade. I don't know if we got to get Mitchie back. I don't know what it is, but this team is not complete. We need a trade. I don't know what the trade is. Whether I don't know, bro. It's a tough night, man. It's a tough night. It's a tough night.
Absolutely a tough night. Appreciate you, Will from LI, from calling in as always, man. Get home safe.
Sure. Appreciate you guys, man. You guys have a good one. Take care.
Oh my God, man. Shout out to Will from LI, man. Oh my God, he's on the way back home. Shit. That's right. I can't even imagine, man. Paying money to go watch Trey Young beat you live? Not me. No, sir. That is nasty. I will go watch the Knicks play. I will not take that gamble. I will not take that gamble. That is tough. Tough right now, especially when the defense is looking like this. How are we watching the Hawks play us at our own game that we did the last 2 seasons, man? That's nasty. Absolutely nasty.
They're better because they play fast.
They're young and they can play fast.
Yep.
Looking great. They're slowly climbing up to be middle of the pack. You know, they're 17th right now, defensively. But like you watch them, like this is where you can look at that stat. You have to know the teams that you've played to be like, all right, where are we truly now? Because we got in the Hornets, we got the Pistons, even though we lost to the Pistons recently. Like some of these games are like, where are we at, man? Like this is where the team's still trying to figure out where they are fully defensively. And then when you watch them against Atlanta, you're like, it just hurts, man. Absolutely hurts. And then rebounding. Well, the rebounding stats. Knicks are 24th in the league, bro. We are usually top 10 under Tom Thibodeau. That hurts. This is a team that should be dominant. First of all, Hawks had 20 offensive boards on us?
I don't want to talk about it. Yep. Yeah. They killed us.
Offensive boards?
They had several possessions where they got a bunch in one possession. I think there was one they got 4 and then scored on 4 offensive rebounds in one possession and then 3 in a separate one in one possession. Make that make sense. Let that math out.
Insanity. Yeah, yep. I don't even want to think about trying to do that math, man. It's just like, ugh.
Irritating.
Irritating indeed. They had 22 offensive rebounds tonight.
Yep.
20. This is a game that the Knicks would be. So where you miss Mitchell Robinson because that's what he offers you, man. Absolutely brutal to see that happen. All right, let's get back to the Discord though, man. Let's hear some more from the people. Tone, if you're on the line, man, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Tone. How you doing? What's your name? Where you calling in from, bro?
Tone from Milwaukee. I'm not doing so well, man. I hate losing to Trey Young, man. It like hurts twice as bad losing to him. We gotta do a trade, man. We got our bench, man. When Deuce and Cam come in, we just too little. Like we just too short, man. And we get out rebound by damn near every team that we play. Like, we gotta do something with our bench. Tom is killing me when he doesn't play Huck Porty. We have a 7-footer that's athletic that can run. And this man refuses to put him in for whatever reason. I don't understand why. Every time he comes in the game, he does something good. He blocks shots, he gets rebounds, and for some reason, he doesn't play him. I don't understand. Like, he has to change that mindset of not trying to play young guys and all this other stuff, man. You got to start playing the at least the French kid and freaking Huck Porty. They got to play, man. We need size. We are too little. You see multiple times.
You want to see Dadier and you want to see Huck Porty out there, but you're also asking for a trade, my guy. Tone, what's the trade you looking at? Who are you looking at right now? Who are you looking at on the market?
I'm not really sold on a trade. It's something like in-house. Like bring up somebody from our Westchester League. Bring up TJ. We need some more scoring punch off the bench, man. Because when Cam, he does his thing when he's on fire, but when he's cold, he's cold. And and when he's cold, he's terrible. And Deuce, he's consistent. I'll say Deuce consistent, but they're still short. Like they're like 6'2", 6'3", so they get posted up a lot by just big guards in general. That's why the Hawks keep killing us. Is these big guards they have, and then
Ah,
the last thing, man. I put this one on Jalen, man. For some reason, he looked
mm.
super like afraid to shoot at some points. I was screaming at the TV like, bro, shoot the ball, bro. Why are you just dribbling and then throwing silly passes? Like, I know everybody's glazing I forgot dude name, but about his
Danny.
defense and stuff. But
Danny.
come on, bro. He's not 94 Gary Payton, bro. Like you can go and do it. Like all that. Okay, I get it. He's leader in steals, whatever. But you can still score, bro. Like he wasn't even taking shots at some point. I'm like, man, what is he doing?
I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. You have Daniels out there, walking up Brunson. Appreciate the call, Tone. Appreciate the call, man. Tone is angry tonight, man. You hear it. You heard it in the voice. He's frustrated. He wants Become Dadier up here. He wants Porty. Porty's injured right now, but he wants to see blood, man. He wants to see new blood. He's asking for a trade, even though he's unsure. But he's got a point about Brunson. Brunson didn't play well tonight. All right, like we talked about, one of the many people that was not playing well. And Dyson Daniels, man. I mean, goes back out there.
Yeah, Dyson Daniels has been on a tear. He's been locking up superstars across the league, and Jalen Brunson, unfortunately, just the next on the list. Like, I hear him. Like, it would have been great because we're so accustomed to superhero Jalen Brunson. But if you were really watching this game, Dyson Daniels, it wasn't even about how he was guarding them, like, with Brunson with the ball. It's about how he was denying him any opportunities to get to any of his spots. Jalen Brunson was doing his normal shimmy shaking and stuff, and Dyson was standing straight up. So none of that stuff was working. I love JB, but yeah, clearly JB did not do his homework, and he was not prepared for Dyson Daniels because I thought he did a great job tonight, and that frustrated me as well. He's a good defender. He did a great. Look at his track record in the last few games. He's locking up superstars, man. And JB is on the list.
Absolutely. And when I was talking to Bryce yesterday and just learning more about this Hawks team, he said that Dyson Daniels was a surprise for this year, just in, coming through from the Pelicans, defensively where he's at and just getting to his spots. And you even saw with the floater tonight, dude is looking pretty comfortable out in that Atlanta uniform, but the way that he was guarding Brunson, he was giving him problems. He was getting into the lane, rebounding too. Dyson Daniels was all over the place tonight. And that was just like, it was just one of the many players that even if he wasn't scoring, like he had 9 points tonight, but the 7 boards, and just like being in the right place at the right time, no one went to crash. That's just, it was one of the major issues for the Knicks that we keep coming back to. The rebounding, man, the rebounding battle. This is something that's getting a little concerning. We're not winning the boards. And, had the discussion that, yes, we got Josh Hart, another guy who's excellent at rebounding, but it can't just be Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns working the glass. You need help from other areas too, man. You need help from other areas. And look, you got to give credit to Daniels where it's due, man. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
You second half, Brunson was not comfortable. He went 2 of 8 from the field. He only got 6 points. Like part of that, like, yes, Brunson got to his spots, but Daniels made sure to make it tough. And we're just seeing another wingspan, like athletic, young, got a great wingspan player giving Brunson some fits. And I'm sure that Brunson will figure it out. We've always seen it. We've seen it against tough teams, man. But it's just this Hawks team is different. They're built different than what they have been. This team is focused on defense. They got 3 guys in that starting, 4 guys even in that starting unit that could just guard, which is just tough, man. Absolutely tough.
I hate everything you just said. Yeah, they're different. I hate them.
I hate saying it, man. But when I was talking to Bryce yesterday, he was saying this, and then when you watch it unfold, like, you got to give credit to where credit's due, man. I don't like giving the Hawks that much credit, but they did come up and they did play their game, and they got the job done, man. We didn't. We folded. They came through and did what they had to do. And you know what comes through when you need to do what you got to do, man? Skims. Skims is one of our sponsors tonight. Skims comes through and does what you need to do. And I'm doing it right now before CP joins the show because we don't need any flavored comments on underwear. So, guys, look, Skims, new sponsor for the show. If you want something that's breathable, gives you great support, comfortable, Look no further than getting Skims underwear. The entire team has got their underwear from Skims, and look, they comes in many different things: briefs, boxer briefs, whatever fits your fancy. You don't got to tell us, but don't give me that face, CK. All right, some people still do it out there. I don't know why, but it's out there. They're offering. All right, so there's clearly a clientele for that.
I just want my Skims, bro. My Skims, yeah, man.
Oh, your Skims are on the way. We got to talk to CP then. We got to talk to CP. Okay, I'm about to say. But anyway, look, guys, if you want some, undergarments that can give you the support that you need, they're comfortable. Make sure to support our sponsor, Skims. When you go to checkout, you can choose a drop-down podcast, put down either KFTV or KnicksFanTV to let them know that we sent you. All right? Great product. Love it. Highly recommend. Make sure to support our sponsor, Skims. Look at this, man. Look at this website. Don't you all just enjoy seeing this website day to day? Oh, man. But make sure to support our sponsor. Appreciate you as always. All right, guys, let's get back to the phones. Back to the Discord, I should say. We got the Knowledgist on the line. The Knowledgist. Unmute your mic. What's going on?
Hey, how you guys doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. What's going on?
Yeah, just aggravation, sadness, lots of feelings. That third quarter, man.
Sure.
The third quarter collapse was just awful. I don't know if you all saw on the telecast. I was watching MSG. Alan Hahn was saying that our third quarter differential was plus 127 going into that game. So we clearly were doing okay things, but not today, obviously. It felt like in the first quarter and the second quarter, we should have been up by 30. There was all these plays where we were kind of doing boneheaded things, balls getting turned over, shot clock violations and stuff. It was hard to watch. And then when the three wasn't working, like, why weren't they driving to the cup? That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, if the shot's not falling, I know a shooter is supposed to keep shooting to kind of get back in the rhythm, but like, just take it to the rim every now and again. Try something new. And the last point I'll make about the rebounding, which was a big deal. I don't know if people have been saying this, but I just did the math on this. Randall averaged almost 10 rebounds a game in the 5 years that he was here. So that's a big hole to be making up. Obviously, we don't have any Randall types. Well, any additional Randall types on the team, but like, yeah, this got to come from somewhere. I know Mitch is going to help, but he's not going to be this Lord and Savior everyone's going to make him out to be. Although I love him. So anyway, that's all I had to say. Appreciate y'all for doing what you're doing, and have a good night.
You too. Appreciate you. The Knowledgist. That was the Knowledgist. He's saying, hey, man, he said we're missing Julius Randle because the guy that was getting us 10 boards on a night-to-night basis. What?
Wait, wouldn't you just then? Aren't you just trading Randall's rebounds for Cat's rebounds? Does Cat not exist?
I think what he's trying to say is that with Randall, when you had Hartenstein with Mitch, and then Hart, you had 4 guys that can board, and now we're just down to 2. But I think that's what he's going for. I think that's what he's going. You can rebuttal, CK. I mean, you're up here with me. Don't throw the hands like that. What do you got to say?
I feel like I get what from that standpoint, then I understand. But to me, you talk about Julius's 10 rebounds, but we traded Julius for Cat, and the guy we traded him for is leading the league in rebounds. So I think what we did is a great point. Everyone else we lost, the injury to Mitch, Isaiah Hartenstein out there killing in OKC. That part I get, but if we're just trying to throw something there for Randall, I feel like the guy we got in place of Randall is doing a pretty solid job rebounding. But if you want to add that last part you added, Alex, then fine, fair enough. You got me there, fair enough. The other guys, the Hartensteins and you're right. But it's just to me,
I hear you too, man. And look, we lost multiple guys. Like Hartenstein wasn't part of the trade. He left in free agency. He got a bigger bag. We're still waiting for Mitch to recover. Like we only really just have Hart and Cat right now rebounding. Yes. Precious is supposed to be that too. We would like to get a little bit more out of Jericho Sims, but such is Jericho Sims. The conundrum that is Jericho Sims. We're still trying to figure this out. He had a good stretch of games, leading the league in being a true rim protector. And then next thing you know, the last 2 games against the Hornets and the Pistons, he decided to put, try to show off his combo dribble skills. And then Tibbs was like, absolutely not. Get up out of here. I thought that man was in the gulag permanently. This man came back, got 10 minutes, his standard 10 minutes, and so wow.
His cat was in foul trouble, so yeah, he kind of got forced, and Huck is out, so he got forced. His hand was forced, but
His
yeah,
hand
man.
was forced.
Oh, Tim.
Was Tibbs just like on there, like just grabbing the clipboard, like Jericho, get back out there.
He had to be, bro. That was it. That's the only option he had left. He had to get him because Cat had to sit out, and we needed him and Precious out there at the same time. So Tibbs's hand was forced today, and we saw.
Look, and Cat trouble, man, because you see what happens. Like once he gets into foul trouble, that aggressor that is on both ends. They'll call him for like push off screens and stuff of that nature. So it's like there's just so little that he can do once you're in that type of situation. He won the third quarter. How are they going to get him out? Because if Towns is not in foul, you continue to work him in that offense because he's been so hard to paint. As the previous caller said, we got too happy with the threes at some point because we were getting down and we weren't working our game. But when Cat's in foul trouble, what are you expecting to do? Gets his fourth foul in the third. You now don't have that guy that is now in the paint, causing the double, triple teams, working really hard, and it showed that he could be truly effective in that manner. And so when you don't have him, it changed things up for this team, and that was just tough. It was tough to lose Cat due to foul trouble, man. Absolutely devastating for what the Knicks offense needed. And I thought he actually, like, starting off the game, I thought he did some. I thought he was doing a pretty solid job defensively too.
Jericho?
No,
or Cat?
Jericho. I'm talking about Cat, man.
Okay. Well, I don't know because we started off with Jericho, so I don't know if you brought it back. Yeah, no, Cat for sure. But you know, Cat times and he got out for sure. I mean, that's a common thing for him his entire career. So we gotta get that calmed down a little bit. But yeah, defensively, I thought he was fine. Also, Jericho too in his 10 minutes. Look, man, hold on, bro. In his 10 minutes, Jericho did set up. Somebody set a good screen, so y'all give him some love for that. He did finally help when we need some help. So he did 10 minutes. Okay, so lay off on Jericho.
He did something. All right, I get you, CK. He did something. Chat's telling us that the internet is going a little in and out. Daniel, make sure that we got some. Make sure that we got some solid internet right now. Saying we're stuck in the matrix. We're using using dial up. Going back through AOL. All right, let's get to another call, man. Let's hear what everyone else has got to say. The Knicks Fix. Unmute your mic. What's going on, my man?
Alex, okay, what's up, man?
Whatever.
Doing okay, man. Not too happy after this loss, but you know what it is. How you feeling?
Dude, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind every night watching the Knicks, bro. Oh my God. Yo, all right. So tonight I even made notes. This is how bad this is now, man. I made notes. Dude, Mikal can't guard at the point of attack on defense. Dude, he is getting blown by opposing guards. Yo, I can't take it. If a screen is set, he's getting wiped out. Once he gets blown by, the rest of the defense scrambles, bro. Cat has to play drop coverage. I don't know why it's instilled in him. So he's in drop coverage now. So now everybody has to scramble because Mikal gets blown by. That leaves your big. If Cat can't guard now, they just drop the ball off to opposing big, and we don't have anybody that can rebound. Dude, I'm fed up watching this. There's a few highlights you guys are running right now where Mikal don't even put his hands up, bro. He's not letting opposing guards feel him, Dude, I've been clamoring for this over and over, man. Just one change. Let's bring Precious in the starting lineup, right? Bring Precious in the starting lineup. And I don't think, I don't know what the fix is because I know Tibbs is not going to put Mikal to the bench and start Deuce. But when you look at these lineups, like when they run that what do you call it? Like the defensive death lineup, which is like Precious, OG, Mikal, Brunson, that actually, and Deuce, that's what wins. But like Mikal can't guard, dude. I don't know, man. I'm losing my mind.
That's the Knicks Fix on and saying he's losing his how we're gonna get defense correct. Which is not on the point of attack. CK's not with that. We'll get to CK's comments in a second. But look, man, when you see guys like when you see especially McBride, you see OG, Bridges, Precious out there, you got some solid defense. Good. That's 5 out there. It's tough, man. It's just tough. It's just tough, man. I mean, look, the thing with Bridges too is like I thought he had some moments where he was actually trying to fight over screens tonight. I didn't think he was that horrible tonight, honestly, if I'm watching him from a defensive standpoint. I will say the one thing that I do agree with the caller is that he's not like making Trey or anybody else uncomfortable. And that's something that I think he needs to improve on. But CK, I know you got I know you got some things to say. What do you think about your guy Bridges?
No, that 100% I'll give you that. Still a step behind. I feel like he's still shaking the Brooklyn off because that was something that fell off immensely when he got traded to Brooklyn. Is that part because that was something he was really good at in Phoenix. But for me, because I broke this down in several occasions on the play-by-play. So hearing the aspect of Mikal Bridges getting beat and therefore everyone had to scramble, we debunked that immediately and quickly in a hurry because we saw what happens when the Knicks have to overhelp with anybody guarding the ball handler, and it is just a team problem defensively. I broke it down on tape, on live, on play-by-play, how it's just, that is a Knicks defensive issue, not primarily a Mikal Bridges issue. Is he one of the bigger ones that you want to point at because he is unfortunately the guy that is guarding one of the other team's key guys like the Tyrese Halliburtons, the Trey Youngs and stuff like that? Sure, I understand this is the easy thing to do. But for him to say that he's the reason why we're scrambling defensively, to me, I think I've said it, and I'll say it again. I think it's a lazy take. I think it's just people need a person to point the finger at. A lot of draft picks. He's not playing defense the way they want him to play. I've broken it down 1,000 times. We see whether it's Josh Hart or Jalen Brunson, whoever it is, even if it's OG Anunoby guarding the ball handler, we all see hip of the person up top for the screen, and instead of giving more space to the person that's supposed to be defending, they stay a little too close to the help, and it ends up where the ball goes to the right, away from where the help needs to be at. Ball fizzes around, goes back to the person who's wide open on the other corner, and there's always somebody open. That is not a Mikal Bridges problem. That is a Knicks not knowing how to read a screen or not knowing how to help out your defender when there needs to actually be help and when there does not need to be help. I pointed this out. I'm not doing this again. I'm not going to do a Kenny the Jet Smith where I'm going to run to a board and show you guys play after play after play how it's more than just the Mikal Bridges problem. But where you said that Mikal Bridges does not make opposing players uncomfortable, that right there is the biggest key, and that is my biggest issue. As much as I love him, as much as I claim as Mikal Bridges President Hive, that is an aspect to his game defensively that has gone away. We've seen where even when he does stay put and fight through screens, it still seems like the player that he is guarding does not have as much of an issue handling the ball as they once did in the past. 2 times when it was way too said it live. Why are we doing this now? Why didn't we do this before? Why are you waiting until it gets to a point where Trey Young now uses you to help break down the defense? So there's so many issues as a team for the Knicks defense where I'm having a hard time where we're just pointing the finger at Mikal Bridges. I will stand pat on that until I turn blue in the face. I don't think it's solely his fault, but I will give you the little nugget that yes, there are times where he is to say the whole defense is scrambling. Enough for this team. I'm watching the highlights right now. It is bigger than just him. The entire team does not know how to helping, and I think that's bigger than just Mikal Bridges. Personally, I'm standing on that.
CK with the rant. You said you weren't going to do it, man, but you did it anyway. So there you go.
I did it anyways because to me it's been such a lazy take. It's been such a lazy take. The amount of times we've seen Josh Hart letting guys shoot a bunch of buckets and kill us defensively, but because he has these fancy little triple doubles, we're not blaming him for. It's just, to me, this is why I hate the pinpointing on Jalen Brunson's fault, Mikal Bridges' fault. This person, why I don't understand why we need to have a person at fault instead of just realizing that the team as a whole right now have some, we every year.
Because that's who we are, CK.
That I hate it. I hate it now, and of course now Mikal Bridges is the spotlight of it. So then now CK is the poster child of, oh, here goes the now CK again. Here we go. But I feel like it's bigger than that, and I'm gonna stand on that until I have reason to not. So that's how I truthfully feel, bro.
Isn't it funny how you talk about Josh Hart and then you see his response to just a Knicks fan on Twitter?
What did it say?
He was like, "Thank you to that handle. You really saved the season by pointing out that our defense."
Yeah. Josh Hart's a troll, bro. No, and this is the thing. I love Josh Hart. But there's some instances where, I don't think we talk about enough. Where some players be killing us, and he escapes the allegations sometimes, and it is what it is, bro. That's it.
We know that the audio is in a blender right now. We are working on it on our end, trying to fix it up. Deal with the please understand with the internet issues. We're trying to fix our internet issues as we continue on with this show. We're going to keep going and moving forward. We're going to get another person on the line. Hold this L. Unmute your mic. What's going on?
What's up, Alex? I'm Shaq from Saudi. I don't know if you remember, but I was calling back when I was deployed in Saudi Arabia, and I was checking in, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to listen to the show, KFTV. But anyway, I just want to talk about the construction of this team. I had high expectations going into this season, but I just realized we were built to beat Boston. But I think we're going to struggle with a lot of teams that have true number fours. Even when we beat Denver, Aaron Gordon didn't play. And I know a lot of people complain about Cat not playing defense, but I watch him. He contests a lot of shots, and we miss. And he's the first attempt, they miss it. Then the backup guy, the weak side defender, offensive player gets the rebound, and they score easy buckets. And I think we're going to struggle against Atlanta, Cleveland, and Orlando because they have true number fours. And OG is not really a true number four. He's a tweener, but he's really a three. He's not a great rebounder. And Josh Hart, he's a great rebounder for a guard, but when he's playing true fours, he can't out-rebound them. He's too small. So we're going to struggle against these teams that can get second chance buckets, and that's not as good as us offensively and then better than us defensively. We're going to struggle against these teams. And that's what I'm starting to realize, that even I guess when we played against Utah, we lost. Josh Collins was looking like an NBA All-Star just because he could get offensive rebounds and get extra buckets. So now I'm starting to get worried about these teams that have true number fours, like the Bancheros, the Jalen Johnsons, the Mobleys. We're going to struggle against these teams that could get second chance buckets. So I don't know what you guys think about that. And I think Tibbs' failure to adjust is going to. He's not going to be able to take us to the promised land because we need to see probably more minutes with Cat and Precious until Mitch comes back. I don't know if Tibbs going to be. I've been a Tibbs supporter, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that because with our team, you got to mix and match a little bit more. And I don't know, man. I don't know. He's not doing that enough. He just kind of bang his head against the wall and not adjusting to me. So I don't know, man. I'm a little disappointed, man. Yeah.
Oh man, hold this. Oh, appreciate the call, my guy. Shaq from Audi, man. Appreciate you from calling in, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I'm listening. I just, y'all kind of big now, so I try to. But I had a call today because I'm getting tagged by Hawks fans, and I'm getting man, it's terrible.
I feel the pain.
Stay strong, bro. Stay strong.
Stay strong. Feel the pain. Always call in, man. Always feel free to call. We want to hear your takes. We want to hear Knicks Nation from around the world. Don't ever feel afraid or feel whatever not to call in, man. Appreciate the call. Shaq from Audi, man. All right. So, the one thing I can't get really behind is really with Tom Thibodeau. Just because at some point you have to execute. Are there schemes that we could change to get Tibbs to look better? Yes, I would say, hey, let's not go so much into drop. Let's not, sag so much off of the 3-point line and protect the paint as much, because we're going to just give teams an opportunity to knock down a lot of threes. We do give up a lot of threes to begin with. And it's just not, I feel like we do it too much, too often, that even teams that aren't great at 3-point shooting, they're capable of just knocking it down. And we're just like, it's just too much, man. Just too much at this point. So I feel like they got to make a change that manner, but I'm not going to really blame Tibbs. I feel like at some point you just got to look at the players and they got to execute too, man. I mean, Tibbs can draw up the entire scheme, whatever you need to go through. And if they're not executing on their end, like who's guarding the dunks? Who's doing all those things? Who's guarding the passing lanes? Who's doing all that type of stuff? Who's finishing layups? Who's knocking down shots? Like, that's not a Tibbs thing, man. So are there certain aspects I can get behind, like the 3-point, too many threes to be put up? But man, at the end of the day, if you're giving up a lot of points in the paint, like that's the thing that he likes to guard the most. That's not a Tibbs problem. That's execution on the team problem.
I think we're too small, though. We're just too small. I honestly think we're too small. Like, we're too small. Anybody that has a true number 4, they're gonna out-rebound us. Because Josh Hart can't out-rebound guys that's 5 inches taller than him. They could jump as high as him. So, I don't know.
I hear you, Shaq. I hear you. Appreciate the call, my man. Appreciate the call. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. Trying to figure it all out.
I understand what you're saying. It's a good take. I understand. I get him. That's a good argument. But because when the John Collins thing, that's something I didn't even think about. He's right. John Collins did have himself a pretty exceptional night. And then when the Nuggets were missing key pieces at that position, we took advantage of that. I don't know if I'm ready to fully subscribe on the we're too small argument, because I feel like we've seen teams work around that. But at least in the East, some of the power teams that we're gonna be seeing, they do have a good spread at that position. I mean, you could even throw Boston in there as well. It is something to consider, but again, I'm not fully ready to subscribe to that yet. But it's a good take. It's a good call.
Solid call, man. Solid call. Let's get to another call as we try to work on getting CP into the frame here. Daniel's working on getting CP in here so we can hear what CP has to say.
Shout out to CP for keeping the Knicks jersey on, man. I thought he was gonna be so frustrated that thing would be gone.
Wait, you guys can hear me. You can't see me, right?
Well, we can see you here,
right,
but
right.
The people can't see you yet. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's a CP the Fanchise, authentic Knicks jersey. So there's a difference. So, I call my own number. You know what I'm saying? So I called you on.
Yeah,
my own number. Yeah. It's CP the Fanchise jersey. So win or lose, it's straight. But we'll get to the call. I want to get the phones up as well, and we'll wait for Daniel to get my video on. I'll be right there.
All right. Let's get to another caller on the Discord. Let's get to Nick. Nick, unmute your mic, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing, man? Were you in the guard tonight as well?
Yes, I was. I did not know CP was going to be there. Would have been cool to meet up. I saw
I was in the building, man. Section 103, Nick. I completely forgot to hit you, man.
Yeah, no worries. Definitely next time. I've actually met you a few times at the Garden before, after on the post-game live.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, Denver 2 years ago, and Miami the in-season tournament last year. But yeah, tonight's loss was definitely a little disappointing. I mean, I thought we looked okay in the first half, up by like 7-54-47. And then the third quarter at Doom, I thought that's kind of when Trae Young picked it up a little bit, came with a little more intensity. And I think CP touched on it before too, but I think the biggest problem that the Knicks face right now is just wing length. Like, you saw them put Dyson Daniels on Brunson. I mean, it's a struggle. He blocked him a few times. Okongwu was pretty long as well. I just think they got length there. And also, again, the rebounding as well in the third quarter. I think there was one time when the Hawks had like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds that led to a layup. I mean, stuff like that definitely killed our momentum. And also as well in pick and roll defense, I thought we let a good amount of alley-oops happen there, especially in the fourth quarter. I haven't looked at the numbers specifically, but I thought the 3-point defense wasn't terrible. I don't know what they shot, but I thought that wasn't as big of an issue as it sometimes can be. Thought it was more so just like effort things, almost getting the offensive rebound. But yeah, it is what it is. Sucked. Wanted to go to Vegas, but hopefully we can bounce back. Yeah.
Appreciate the call, Nick. Appreciate you for tapping in. Look, there's just the Hawks have a lot of wingspan. They're able to just guard they can guard a lot of positions, man. They're very versatile. They're able to do a lot of stuff. And so they're a tough team to now play. I don't know, guys. Like, what do you think? CK, what do you think? What do you think is the answer moving forward for a team like the Knicks? And now we got CP in the frame. So now CP can unmute We can hear what he's got to say and hear his experience.
Let CP take the mic. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, CP. Oh, he needs
a second.
Okay, I had to unmute my mic on the Discord, man.
There you go. Yeah, yes.
They got outclassed, man.
Yeah,
they got outclassed. Tale of two halves, in which the second half they got smoked, 61-46. They got outclassed. You look at the stat sheet. I mean, it was a bloodbath, man. You know, the rebounding battle. How many 22 offensive rebounds for the Hawks. The Hawks won the rebounding battle by 9. Fast break points, they got doubled up, 20-10. Points in the paint, 66-54. I mean, I still think, you know, the Garden Lights are off there still throwing alley-oops just for fun, just for practice. On the Knicks, man. Like, it's a tough matchup for them. This is the Hawks team that beat the Knicks in crunch time in Atlanta, who came back from I forgot how much the Knicks were up, and again outclassed the Knicks. They know where to go to pick apart the Knicks' weaknesses. They're very steady with their pick and roll, obviously with Trae Young spearheading things. And with the Knicks, you know, they're very much a front-running team. If the shots ain't falling and you know their defense is suspect, then you could have nights like this. I thought the Hawks were great tonight. Look, there's two teams on the court. I thought the Hawks were great tonight, man. Just give them I got to give them a lot of credit. Dyson Daniels shut down Jalen again.
He did it, man.
Jalen Johnson destroyed the Knicks again. He was outstanding. When I saw his numbers just early in the game, it was like, you know, he had it was across the stat sheet. It was like 6 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. I said, oh, man, here we go again. This kid's about to start getting activated. And he was. And how many steals did he have in this game? 2 blocks, 2 steals, 7 assists, 15 rebounds, 21 points. He was great for them. DeAndre Hunter with 24 points off the bench. Don't forget about him. Remember, he didn't play in the first game against these guys.
Right.
So at various points in this game, when the Knicks are going to their bench, the Hawks are going with basically like 3 or 4 wings every single time. Between Hunter, Bogdanovich, Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels. You know, they bring the kid from Czechoslovakia in for a couple minutes, Krejci. Yeah. You have Reese Shea, right? And then you have your bigs. You have Okongwu and you have Capella. They are tough, man. That's a tough matchup. And I just thought they really outclassed the Knicks. Even, you know, what was very noticeable was when Tibbs kind of hit the panic button on Precious, because Precious was struggling.
He was
in the non-Towns minutes when they had Precious out there.
Yeah,
and you saw he brought Tim Sims to the scorers table just for a couple of minutes because they were getting every rebound and they could not protect the paint. So you even had to go to Precious there for a couple of minutes. So it was a tough night, man. But give credit to the Hawks. I thought the Hawks deserved this one. They wanted this one. I spoke to a member of the Hawks coaching staff. They're very thrilled about this, to be going to Vegas and get a win over this Knicks team.
I'm sure.
It's just not our night, man. No Vegas vacation for us, man. Orlando vacation, Disney World.
Oh, man. Well, at least we go to another MSG South.
Yeah, you go to MSG South, right? Maybe it'll be better for them anyway. So, hopefully. Yeah, that was tough, man.
It was tough, bro. And it's like, you know, I see like some fans out there like, I didn't even want the cup anyway. It's like, it's more than that, man. Like, yeah, I wanted the cup, but it's also like you watch this game and it's just like, this is just an issue at this point, man. This is just an issue defensively.
Against this team this season, man. This was a big one, man.
Yeah,
we already know the history with these two. Yeah, we needed to care about this one for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to get this one, man. I was hoping that they would have been able to get revenge from that crunch time collapse that they suffered in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Hawks are great, man. They were great. And even, you know, you saw a couple of those possessions. I don't remember if it was early fourth or late third when the Knicks had Cam and Deuce out there, and what Quinn Snyder do? Hey, let's go get these mismatches. You know, We talk about how good Deuce is point of attack. Yeah, he's good point of attack, and Cam can scrap, but they can't make up for lack of height. And a couple of possessions, you just saw Hawks wings just shooting right over him, no problem.
Or rebounding over them.
And rebounding over him, no problem.
You know what, the one thing?
Yeah.
One thing that was really irritating is that we didn't really attack Trae Young defensively. We kind of just let him be comfortable throughout the entire night. Like, we didn't really try to get him in pick and rolls.
We did in the first quarter. That's why Mikal Bridges had 9 points quick and in a hurry, because we did that, and then we just stopped.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. We didn't really utilize that enough. Like, happened once, and then it's like we went away. It's like we gave them a freebie where we should have just been attacking him relentlessly, and that's your worst defender out there. It's just like there's some missed opportunities, man. There's definitely some missed opportunities in this game.
Yeah. But I really got to give a lot of credit to Dyson Daniels again, man. You know, he's definitely having a most improved player type of season, all defense type of season, and he's shown it. He shut Jalen down tonight. Shut him down, man.
Yeah, it's nice to say, like, Jalen Brunson shoot over him and all that kind of stuff, man. You got to give Dyson Daniels more credit than that. He's been doing this all season long. He's locking down stars. Like he's doing it, man. Like, you got to give him credit. If you watch the game, you see he's so good at cutting them off, even when he got the ball. I think I said it earlier. Like, he knows the moves that Jalen Brunson are going to go for, and he was ready for every single one of them. You got to give him credit, man. You got to give him credit.
Everyone.
How about that one on Josh Hart where Josh is like attacking the rim? They call the foul on Dyson Daniels, and then they overturn, saying nope, he went straight up, and he was right there at the right place at the right time. You got to give him credit. He's playing really good defense. I got to ask you guys though, are you concerned when you see that Dyson Daniels is able to stop JB tonight?
No. It's just go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's not just JB he's doing it to. If it was like a singular thing where he did it to JB in the 2 outings we had, then we can have that conversation. But it's not just JB he's doing this to. Like, he's been on assignment with a lot. This dude, I didn't even know it was a thing. He won Defensive Player of the Month over OG last month because he's been acting crazy. Saying it's outside of the stats. So because he's just been that good defensively, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say concern. It's just when he goes up against those bigger players, they're going to challenge him on everything. And so it just makes it a tough night at the office where you got to hit your shots. If you're not hitting your shots, because you can't go inside on him because you have the length there. He's challenging that. Then you have Capella with the help or Okongwu with the help. So, and I just look at it like, we could talk about the lack of calls because they were a lot. They did not get the respect from the Zebras, but at the same time, they only mustered up 15 free throw attempts. I think that's also part of, the downside of the Knicks offense when it's not working. They become a jump shooting team. So tough, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Are you worried about him, Alex?
I'm not worried about Brunson. I'm not worried about Brunson at all. And to the point that you said, CK, it's that he's been doing it on other players this season, Dyson Daniels, that is. So I'm not worried about Brunson. And like, we've seen him bounce back and have strong games. Like, there's going to be tough matchups. And when you just look at this Hawks team and just how they're built, it's a lot of wings. They have a lot of height. They have a lot of wings, and they can recover. They recover very quickly defensively. It's one of the fastest. It's one of the faster defenses out there, and they can cover a lot of ground. Yeah. So if that's what we're going to do, and we're not going to get to, like, that's the one thing about, like, yes, the offense is the number 1 offense in the league. But even when you look at like the past seasons, like, we always had a knack for getting to the free throw line. And it even feels like watching JB at times, like, we're not getting to the free throw line as much as we potentially could. And that's just kind of, when you have a game like this where your shots are not falling from the 3, you got to just muddy it up, slow down the game, and fight your way back into it. And I just like to see the Knicks do that a little bit more moving forward.
Yeah, for sure, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys, CP, CK, and Alex in the building. KFTV postgame live presented by Manscaped. Let's get to the phones. Did we get to Sayquizzy yet?
Nope, not yet. Not yet.
All right, Sayquizzy on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
You can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. How you doing?
Good. I'm a little disappointed in my Knicks, man. Like, I really wanted this game because it felt like a game 7 in the playoffs. And it's Trey Young again in the building, and he whipped us.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like the Knicks gave them this game because there was a lot of sloppy plays. Like, we had a lot of fast break chances, but then we had turn the ball over. Or we just won't get a rebound. Then that third quarter, we just started shooting a bunch of threes. And we was up at that moment. I'm like, why we keep shooting threes? Like, we know it's not falling.
Yeah.
And right now we up. And then every time we break, the Hawks would just throw it down the
Got it.
court,
Yeah.
fast break. Throw it down the court, fast break. And then we would come right back, shoot another three. And I'm like, bro, we are up. Go
Yeah.
to the paint. We basically just gave them the game at that moment.
Yeah.
It was a little frustrating because I'd rather win this game, even if we don't win the cup. Why we let Trey Young beat us? That's what I didn't want.
Yeah, and
even
man,
if we don't win.
The Garden crowd, they were playing up into the storyline, man. They were playing into the rivalry. Garden was rocking. The F Trey Youngs and all of that was going. It was a playoff type atmosphere, man. NBA Cup atmosphere. But you got to earn it. They didn't earn it, man. The Hawks took it.
Shout out to the Hawks. They did play good. I can't lie, but that third quarter, I feel like the Knicks shot too many threes. We didn't go to the paint. And then we was up. So that's the part I didn't like. But that's all I really got to say.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Appreciate the call, man. It's
no problem.
It's tough. You know, when a team plays to its strengths like the Knicks do, looks great when they're hitting. But when they're not, and you know, and their lack of defense, consistency can get exposed, man.
Knicks took 12 threes in that third quarter and only hit 2. Hawks took 6 and hit 4. And conversely, the Hawks hit 13 of their 24 shots from the field. Knicks hit 8 of their 26 in that third quarter.
Do you guys agree with the we shot too many threes take though? Because I thought we were just talking about the Knicks don't shoot enough threes. Like I understand the thought process to want to, because it's not like, I mean, outside of if I'm remembering correctly, outside of like one OG Anunoby prayer in the corner, they weren't terrible shots. So I mean, yeah, like CP just said, when they miss, you upset about it. But if they were going down, we'd be happy. Like, look at the Knicks finally getting shots to fall. I feel like that, unfortunately, in today's NBA, that's the game plan. You want to get those shots, especially if you're trying to get something going with the crowd. Like I said, I'm not really upset with majority of those threes that we took in that time. I think we're just having that conversation now because we just weren't making them. But I don't know. I guess I'm not necessarily that upset about us taking that many threes. I think that's just what you got to be ready for and be prepared for in the NBA today. I mean, we're one of the highest scoring teams in the league for a reason. You know what I mean? It just didn't fall for us at that point in time.
No, you're right.
I don't know.
You're right. I mean, I think for me, being still clinging to not like old school all the way, but like I just like to see when you're able to just attack the paint and draw contact, get to the free throw line. I think it does a lot of things. Helps you get rest, helps you get easier points, and obviously puts more pressure on the defense where you could get into more of a rhythm. But if you're just out there just throwing up shots, and then on the other end, you're giving up
that part right there. Yeah, the second part, right.
It becomes, just a snowball of just bad play. So tonight was just one of those nights, man, unfortunately.
I'm not even upset with, because he took 42 threes tonight, and at some point, like a good amount of those shots also came in the fourth quarter, because they did have to play catch up. I mean, they took 10 threes in the fourth just because they were behind. So kind of the nature of the beast. If you're starting to fall behind, you got to catch up quickly. What's the best shot to take? 3. I don't hate all of them. As you said, CK, like there are like maybe 1, maybe 2 rush shots in this game tonight, but it's kind of like what you see from the Celtics, a team that leads the league in 3-point attempts.
Yeah.
They're going to get their shots. Whether or not they fall is a whole other story. And that's what the Knicks are doing. This isn't like they are not taking threes. Like early in the season, they were not taking threes because they couldn't generate threes. They're now able to generate threes, but it's now, can you knock them down at the efficient rate? And they weren't doing that. And so if they're not going to do that, you got to switch it up. You got to attack the paint. But CP, I also said this, like Cat being in foul trouble, they weren't able to switch it up because you didn't have the guy who's been working the paint really well this season do it. And then if you're going to have Dyson Daniels guard JB the way that he was guarding, another guy who can attack and just get floaters and just finish around the rim, if he's not going, if those two guys aren't going, the rest of the offense is going to be tough.
Yeah.
It just is. Nature of the beast.
That's just the nature of the beast, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Like, share, and subscribe. KFTV's postgame live presented by DraftKings. We're gonna get to the key stats of the night in just a bit. But let's run through some of the super chats. Shout out to Reese Anderson. This is Brunson trying to be Chris Paul. Stop passing to Mikal Bridges. Well, I mean, he had 8 assists tonight. And he's been averaging a career high in assists. So I don't have an issue with his passing. And then he also says, Reese Anderson says, we need to trade Mikal. He's a bad defender, unreliable 3-point shooter. Always wanted DeAndre Hunter instead. Any possibility or a better wing? I mean, you guys got to have some patience, man. You know, you got to have patience, man. Cannot grade a trade or look to backpedal 25 games into a season. You're 1 quarter of the way through, and you're ready to just dial it back on a guy for DeAndre. I mean, come on, man. Come on, let's pump the brakes a little bit on the Mikal Bridges thing. Appreciate the super chat though, definitely appreciate that. So to Ryan Animal Chuck D says $5 super chat says Trey Frankensteined us with Quinn Snyder tonight. Hawks played second half like they were starving. Yeah. No question, man, and ran him out the gym. Well, they say Trey was doing. He was rolling dice on the court.
Yep, he was rolling dice.
Hey, he earned it, man. He deserved it. Knicks couldn't back up the fan trash talk. It's very interesting with this rivalry, right? Like there's no players left from the time the Trae Young rivalry started. Not even Taj Gibson is here. Even Taj ain't here. So there's no players left out of the same but Trae Young. So this is very interesting where it's like a fan player rivalry rather than a team rivalry. You know what I mean?
That's true.
This is true. I didn't even think about that. There's literally nobody from that roster.
None.
Yeah.
Nobody. Sheesh.
Yeah, man.
They could.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? No. Forget that, CP. We're gonna have Jacob. We're gonna have Jacob Toppin running for Obi Toppin.
Right. One-legged Mick, bro. He was there. He remembers.
Oh man. All right. Let's get to these stats, man. Presented by DraftKings, the key stats of the night. Both teams shooting around the 40s in field goal percentage. Knicks 43, Hawks 41. But this thing changed when the Knicks could not hit from 3. 11 from 42 from downtown. They shoot 26% from downtown. Hawks would only shoot 29. They were able to get it back in the paint. Free throws, neither team good from the charity stripe tonight. Knicks 60%. So even in the limited amount of opportunities that they got at the free throw line, they couldn't cash in. 9 of 15 from the charity stripe. Hawks go 65%. Another game where the Knicks lose on the rebounds, on the boards. This is a Hawks team where the Knicks would usually beat them on the boards. Need Mitch, man. Need to block Ness Monster. 58-49, they lose on the boards. In particular, 22 Hawks offensive rebounds. And I don't know if he ran through how many second chance points those converted to. I didn't get a chance to check that on the NBA site. But certainly from the eye test, looked like they had a multitude of opportunities to cash in there. 27 up the assist category. So both teams tied up in the assist category. But then again, fast break points. 20-10. The Knicks get doubled up. And then points in the paint, man, 66-54. They lose points in the paint again. Tough night at the office, Al. What'd you think, man?
Tough night in the office indeed. And for second chance points, it was a close battle. It was 14 Hawks second chance points to the Knicks 12. But I mean, the thing is that you just look at points in the paint, and even if the Hawks weren't scoring when they got the second or third offensive rebound, it's still taking time off the clock and they're still working, right? I mean, by the third, fourth chance, I forget who it was. I forget if it was like
Yeah.
Kungwu or if it was
Kongwu.
it was a Kungwu,
Yep.
right? Like it got to the fourth one. I'm like, dude, like we had 4 opportunities
Yeah.
and we couldn't get a board. And
And
it's
they
just
got
like
lit.
you just see that, and it's like it's so uncharacteristic for a Tibbs team. I keep saying it, man, but it really is because you know, no. If you look at Tibbs' history for every team that he's coached, they're always top 10 in the league,
Yeah.
just grabbing boards, and we're just not there. And part of it is due to the efficiency in shooting. You don't need to grab boards if you're shooting the ball well. But in nights like this, right? In nights like this, where you're not shooting the ball well, you need to be able to control the glass just because you don't want to give your opponent any opportunity to go out there and run. And that's what happened. We wouldn't get the board. We wouldn't get our offensive board. Hawks would get out there in a fast break, and they get fast break points on us.
Yeah.
And if they weren't getting fast break points on us, they were then moving the ball around just as well as the Knicks do, and then causing mismatches, causing like some sort of diversion, and then you just see easy alley oops. You see easy lane cutting. It's stuff like that, man, where the Knicks just got played at their own game. So we can look at all these stats back and forth, but like the eye test tonight, you don't even need to look at this. The eye test tonight tells you we lost the board battle, which was just a trickle effect to everything else, to what happened for the Knicks. And this is something I talked about to Bryce yesterday in the game of the week preview. I said, yo, the rebounding battle is going to be key. The Hawks are one of the best rebounding teams this year. One of the best. And that's what won them the game tonight. That's what won them the game.
Good points, man. CK, what'd you think of the stats tonight, man?
Yeah, to me, it was even in the beginning of the game when we were up. To me, it's the fact that they always had more shots than us, and I feel like that's what ended up catching up to us in that third quarter. They were just, even when they were missing bunnies, they were missing gimmies in the paint in that first half, and we were, in my opinion, I don't even think we really were taking full advantage of that. Yeah, we had the lead, we had a strong start. But there were some opportunities that and I think this probably plays into the fast break points that you guys both talked about. But there was some times where it just felt like even when they were missing, we didn't do anything about it, and they would end up getting a point in the following play. And that kind of stuff, I feel like that's what caught up to us in that third quarter, because regardless of what the lead was or regardless of how many points we were ahead of them, they were still getting shots up. I think this also goes back to my point about the threes. They were getting the shots up, and when they start to hit, that's when it paid. And big person to talk about, Trae Young. You know, like I said, Trae Young only had 22 points, but it's when he was hitting those shots is when it hurt. It was when Jalen Johnson in that third quarter was like damn near 100% in that third quarter. That's when it hurt. So for me, I was just looking at the fact that regardless of if they were going in or out in the beginning of the game, they were getting more shots up than us. And I think that's what eventually bit us in the butt as the game went on. And a lot of that plays into the second chance points. A lot of that plays into the fast break points. It don't matter what it is. Our defense is just, it's such a weird spot right now that we can't let other teams take advantage of us and be able to get those many shots as the game goes on, because tonight it got us. I don't care what the percentage was. It caught up to us, and they took the lead and won.
Yeah, there you go, man. Well said by both of you on the key stats of the night. Once again, brought to you guys by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Make sure you guys download the DraftKings app and use our code KFTV, because for new customers, all you got to do is bet $5 and you get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. So make sure you guys score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, because every point counts. Just remember, man, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 888-778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. Remember, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario, and bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. So just remember that. And then for additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball. Okay. All right, we're going to get to some calls. And my holiday giveaway, man. I promised the fans, fellas, that we're doing giveaways from now through the end of Christmas, each post-game show. And I got something for the fans. Win, lose, or draw. Someone's going to go home as a winner. Shout out to Caleb Vasquez. He was our ticket winner. So Caleb went to the game tonight.
Nice.
Shout out to him. And we're going to keep it going. All right, so let's get to more calls. Let's go to Suresh Meditation. Suresh Meditation on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. We have Suresh Meditation going once. Maybe he's meditating right now. He had enough of tonight's theatrics, so he's they're doing the damn thing. All right, so we'll let him get to that and load some more people up. Is Houdini on the Discord? Houdini, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
How you doing, man?
Not too good, man. Not too good, man. I had to write some stuff down. That's how mad I was. I was like, yo, I'm waiting to get in here. You gotta write some stuff down. I just feel like, listen, babe, hold on 1 second. Babe, pause that, babe.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like we're giving the Hawks too much credit. To be honest, they have our number. They had our number in a couple games, but this was a game we're supposed to win. They're a good team, yes. Beat the Cavs, beat the Celtics. They're a good team. But we're losing winnable games. We're playing flat. We're using 20 seconds on the shot clock and then trying to score, you know? So I feel like my whole thing is
why do you think that is?
I think that we're our offense, you know, we're clicking in some games, we're showing good colors in certain games, but then there's certain times where our offense is stagnant. Like, I don't know if it's that we're not playing enough players. Like, I don't know. We have a 7-man lineup, 8-man lineup. What is it?
I mean, it's 8 right now until Mitch gets
8
back.
Lineup.
About 8.
We had them at 27% in the first half, and we only had a 7-point lead from our simple mistakes, simple turnovers, things like that. We're trying to shoot the ball when we're not playing gritty New York basketball. You know, I feel like, yeah, we blew up the team. It's a different team now, but we have to find that New York identity again, where we're driving, we're getting foul. You know what I mean? We're complaining about fouls on 3-point contests. That's not. You're not going to get that foul every time, you know, and we're, you know, it's a lot of complaining. I feel like we need to drive to the hole. We need to, you know, play more aggressive New York basketball. And then second to Cat is Josh Hart. Like, we need another big in there. You know, I haven't seen them, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't, you know, Precious just came back, but I haven't seen them play Precious at the 4 and Cat at the 5, or, you know, vice versa or whatever. They're not in that together where, you know, our bigs are helping each other. We're not using any bigs. You know, I know Mitch is hurt, but I feel like if we incorporate at least you know, Precious Achiuwa more. I know he's coming back from injury, so like we're still trying to work that in, but we have to make him, you know, play him with Cat, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't feel like we're playing the aggressive basketball that we need to play.
Yeah. You know, I don't think, it doesn't seem like, you know, Precious and Cat, I don't know if that's the front court pairing that Tibbs is really looking for to be impactful.
Right. But he's also not a backup center. How we're playing him, I don't feel like he's a backup center. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this: in his minutes in the fourth quarter, he was getting smoked.
Right.
So, you know, Tibbs had to call the simulation. Like, yo, you got to bail us out even for 2 minutes while Cat gets a breather. It was that bad for Precious tonight.
And then another issue with us is that when the offense, we're playing slow and stagnant. Why is he keeping these guys in? And then clutch time, we're double teaming and giving them open threes. Like, we were down 9 points and we're double teaming and giving them open threes that led to the win. And then you got Trey Young rolling dice on the logo. Like, he
was playing CeeLo on the Garden floor, man.
Right. I understand it's a cup game, right? It's not an NBA championship, but this could give us the momentum we need to, you know, build together. And then I like it's important. It was an important game for us, regardless, because it's a rival. You know, we could potentially see them in the playoffs. So this is an important game, regardless if we don't make the cup or we didn't beat Milwaukee Bucks. This is an important team that we have to play and win against, and they keep getting our number. But I feel like this was the game that we were supposed to win. It's a significant win for us. And in that first half, we just played stagnant offense, and we weren't doing the things we needed to do to win that game. We should have been up. We were 7 points up in the half. We should have been up at least 15 to 20 points, realistically.
Okay.
They played a horrible first half.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man. I'm gonna just land this plane because he said he had the notebook out. I didn't know if he had more pages to go through the game. I didn't think. Shout out to Houdini. Call back anytime. I just had to land
like a journal.
Yeah, I just had to air traffic control. You know what I mean? I didn't bring the air traffic control out all year. You know, we kind of
fair frustration though. Fair frustration.
I mean, look, you know, he brings up things like the offense got stagnant and 20 seconds to into shot clock to get the shot off. The other team's playing good defense.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I saw.
Right, and saying not to give them credit, you are giving them credit.
You are giving them credit.
Yeah, for sure.
They were good. You know,
that's it. That's it.
They're above 500. They have wins over teams who we haven't beat yet. They beat the Cavs back-to-back games, home and home.
Yeah.
Right? They beat the Celtics. Didn't they beat the They beat the Celtics on the road. They beat the Bucks on the road. They're a well-coached team. Matchups matter, man. Even if you don't think that to a man that they have the better stars than we do, matchups still matter, man. And that's how it was when they beat us in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Matchups trump talent. Sometimes.
For sure. I mean, look, it's just they got our number. They know, like, as you said, the matchup is what it is, man. They got the wingspan. It's like they're, even when you're in the postseason, like we've seen this for other teams, like they're like, I don't want to win this game because I don't want to face that team at the beginning because they're just not a good matchup for us, right? And not saying that the Knicks did that, but it's just like, it's just a matchup that you got to be a little concerned about. And, you know, if you want to go back to trends, I got the numbers up right now. I'm just looking at like NBA.com and just looking at stats and just look at the leaders in the rebounding category. You guys tell me what you think about this. All right. Number 1 in rebounding this season, Houston Rockets. Number 2 is Golden State Warriors. Number 3, Grizzlies. Number 4, Atlanta Hawks. Number 5, Toronto Raptors. Number 6, Dallas Mavericks. Number 7, Detroit Pistons. Number 8, Charlotte Hornets. Number 9, San Antonio Spurs. Number 10, Utah Jazz. In that top 10, we've lost to the Jazz.
Yeah.
Close game to the Hornets. Lost to the Pistons. Lost to the Mavs. Close game with the Raptors. Lost to the Hawks. Lost to the Rockets.
No rebounds, no rings, man. No rebounds.
And you talk about athleticism. We faced a Dallas team that's got athleticism. Hawks got athleticism. Rockets have athleticism. I mean, if you want to talk about matchups, those are matchups right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's a trend at this point. It's not just a coincidence. It is a trend. And so when I look at this moving forward, it's like they got to solve it internally. You know, CP, before you joined the show, people were saying, do you make a trade? What do we do now in order to like get over this obstacle? Is it Mitchell Robinson is he the silver bullet? Will he cure all that defensive stuff?
Got to see, man. That's another waiting for him to ramp up, waiting for him to gain chemistry with these. Ask that question in May and June. You're really not going to know until they get into a flow. But they need more size. They need more rebounding. It sucks. Ray Matos in the chat just talked about it. Like, those are all the Knicks traits. Like, I like this offensive identity, but I miss the old identity. You know what? iHeart.
Yeah.
iHeart. That's my guy, man.
Mavericks game last night?
Oh, my God. They looked fantastic last night. And he looks great.
Yeah.
And he had all these guys talking about, we're not going to miss him. He's nothing. Y'all treating him like he's this, like he's Elijah on this end.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Okay. All right. Tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Well, it's because that old identity took effort. That's what that old identity was mainly about. It was defense.
Yeah.
It was rebounding. It was extra plays. It was that's what that identity was. Effort.
Getting
Now
to the
this
free throw
identity is-
line.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm with you. That's why we miss that
Yeah.
version of the identity we had. Now we just don't know what it is. Sure, we're a great scoring team, but we dropped off on a lot of other things that we're now trying to figure out that take effort. So we'll see.
Big time. All right, let's get some more calls in here. Then we'll do our giveaway. Let's go to LD. LD, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's going on, gentlemen?
How you doing, man?
Good. I'm going to keep it short and sweet and straight to the point.
Mhm.
This is a team that traded 5 picks for Mikal Bridges. We paid OG $40 million a year. We extended Jalen Brunson. We traded for a $55 million plus Karl Anthony Towns All-Star. There should be no reason why we're having any conversations about anything about figuring anything out, especially against the Hawks. I mean, DeAndre Hunter and Bonja, whatever his name is. There is no reason why we made all those moves this offseason and we're having any conversations about figuring anything out. Like, it seems like every year we have this stop gap where we say, okay, this is how far we can go. This is our identity, but there's always a roadblock. If it's not injuries, it's we just play too much ISO. There's always something that happens when we should be able to overcome. We cannot have conversations about figuring things out against the Hawks. It's the Hawks. Like, I respect everything they're doing. Yes, somebody brought up, they beat the Cavs. They beat the Celtics. Yeah, the Celtics and the Cavs are also champions. They've won.
Did we lose him?
Knicks. Like, what are we trying to figure out?
Well, listen, man. Chemistry takes time sometimes, man. It takes time, bro.
Man. You know, like the couple of games that we've won that people have been using as a gauge, I've been trying to say, look, we can't use the Pelicans without Zion, without Herb, the Hornets without LaMelo and Bridges, the Orlando Magic without Paolo. Like, that's not a standard we should use as we're figuring it out. We're not figuring it out. Of course, we're going to play who's in front of us, but that's not a scale, though. We're trying to be champions. And if you look at us in comparison to champions, we just don't look like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know? That's my time. I'm not going to stay too long, but come on, man. Bonjanaja? Like, come on, man.
But I mean, at the same time, it starts with the head of the snake, and Trae Young. You know, as much as everybody wants to clown him, he's a very good player.
He owns us.
Yeah, he owns us. Let's just be
Did you
real,
see what
bro.
he did at half court? Did you see what he did at half court after the game?
He said, I'm going to the crap table. Y'all
Oh
go-
my God.
Yeah, I'm on the dice game. Y'all go to Orlando. Y'all have fun at SeaWorld.
Oh, man.
I'm going to Sin City. He's out. He said, I'm out of here.
A hairy lollipop is beating the Knicks consistently. Come on, bruh. I'm over this.
But look, man, you know, listen, I know a lot of you guys don't want to give this team credit, but if you look at chemistry, you look at stability, they still have Trae. They still have guys like Capella, Bogdanovich, DeAndre Hunter. Like, those guys are still been there. Jalen Johnson.
I respect
This is
it.
what year's in with them now. He's
100%.
now.
I respect it. I respect that. But again, all the moves we made this offseason is the reason why I'm not really willing to be that patient. I mean, you don't trade 5 first-round picks to figure things out with Mikal. But like, Mikal, I was rocking with you and people told me I was overselling. You're making me look goofy right now, bruh. You know, like, come on. Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really, 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 really wanted this cup. I ain't gonna lie. I needed something. You know? But it's all good though. It is what it is.
Hang in there, man.
It's all good.
LD on the Discord. Salute to you, man. Hang in there, man. You know, Sunday might be a different outcome. Tonight just wasn't our night, man. Can't get too high, can't get too low, man.
You gotta wait until Sunday.
Yeah.
Oof.
Sunday, man.
Oof.
Did they announce the game time?
6 p.m.
6?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can do that. I can do Sunday. at 6.
I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah. I'll be here. Oh,
The
man.
leader of KFTV said, yeah, I can do 6 p.m. That works for me. I can fit that into my schedule. I can watch the Knicks at that time. That works for me. I give the league kudos to do that.
Wow. All right, we'll do the giveaway for the people. Rhyme Animal Chuck D, we're going to close with him. All right, rapid fire these last two callers. Mikal's broken jumper. I think that's a good segue. This is this guy's name on the Discord. Now, Mikal did go 9 for 17 tonight. Let's go to Mikal's broken jumper, see what he got to say, man. What do you got to say to him?
I'm absolutely disgusted tonight, man. Disgusted.
Man. Yeah.
I'll keep it rapid short, man. This is the game. They had a chance to go to Las Vegas to see all the New York Knicks fans representing you in Las Vegas, going crazy. Yeah. But tonight, first half, looking good. You're still missing free throws. We don't have Mitchell Robinson, and we're still missing free throws. If we have Cat missing 2 free throws, that's the problem. 3 for 6 for Cat. That's bad. 60%. How are we leading the league in free throw percentage, and we're still missing free throws? Tibbs, you're my guy, but what are you doing in practice? We should not be missing free throws, and we're still playing worse on defense. This team, we are the grit and grind on defense, and we're still not playing defense. Mikal Bridges, love you, but there is a reason I put my name as you, bro. 5 first-round picks, and this is the result? Come on, man. At this rate, go back to Brooklyn, bro. You're wasting my damn time. Excuse my language. But gotta keep it rapping short. Hopefully, we got Sunday, so we got a long break until the Knicks get this thing up. But right now, they ain't looking good, bro. Okay. I ain't gonna. And we're just right now, we ain't contenders. We're pretenders. Like, gotta keep it a buck. Y'all have a good night. Stay blessed. Right. Amen. Good night. I'm out there.
Mikal's broken jumper, man. Rate that call in the chat, man. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. What do you guys think, man?
My man sound broken after watching this game.
Yeah. He was broken up. He was definitely broken up, man. Okay. Why me? Why me on the Discord? Go ahead and unmute your mic. Why me? Do we have why me? Ooh, why me, man? You're missing it. Okay. All right. Why me's going to drop off. We are going to close with the legend, the rhyme animal, Chuck D, of course, and then get to our trivia giveaway. Chuck, are you there?
Yo, y'all hear me?
Loud and clear. Yep.
Why me? Anyway, hey, listen, what up, Alex? What up, CK? Great call. Mm-hmm. You know, it was hard listening. Always hard listening halfway to Mike and Doris, who's like your relatives burying you in the backyard.
Yeah.
but CP, what you said a long time ago, man? We can't have nice things.
Yeah.
CK, I wasn't even going to drive by and possibly pick you up and drive you out to Vegas, man. I was going to chauffeur you.
Man.
At least, hey, listen, all this makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Because they knew what that stage was. I think Quinn Snyder, he finally got the team he dreamed about out down there in Atlanta, down to the Trae Young logo dice roll.
Yeah.
But it teaches us not to be privileged. You know, they kicked the family show out of our thoughts. So it started out as a chess game and ended up as checkers. Remember this, man. They got 4 Hawks that if whatever happened at their halftime in the locker room, there's 4 Hawks that know the magnitude of that stage that remembers. We might have 1 player or 2. They got 4. And every single one of those players, Bogdanovich, Capella, Hunter, and Trey, kicked the family show out of us. So that's something to remember. They studied us and they know us. So, you know, I tell you this much, man. I think January and February brings along a different durability and physicality. And then February, March, and April brings even more of a durability and physicality. And I think that's the thing we have to look forward to, you know, in pacing ourselves. There's players that's going to get hurt. There's a bunch of different things. Players are going to get worn down. Yeah. And one thing, you know, Trae Young does the same type of thing that JB does to the Hawks. It's like Trae Young in the third quarter started to get more aggressive toward the hoop with his herky-jerkiness. And and new players didn't kind of know the chemistry on how to defend that herky-jerkiness. and then it was alley-oop central or a couple of bombs that Trey hit from three-pointer was like daggers, man. So a lot of this is like could work on a fresh body, but just like JB does, he wears the defenses down as the seasons go on in the marathon. So a lot of this fresh body defense on JB, it works now. But I'll tell you later on, the physicality, like JB is like Barry Sanders, man. The guard that herky jerkiness, and then he'll be familiar with the team and the offense and all that. It'll be different later on, but we ain't there right now. I'm not a fan of having Towns playing out of his position. I know Tibbs, he wishes in his best dream that Sims and Precious could be the same person, be the same one person if he could put their body and their effort and mind together, it would work. But that ain't the case. So yeah, man, that board game, man, is a different thing. So it's a marathon. But yeah, man, we can't have nice things, man. But I tell you one thing, I'm tired of looking at that backgammon floor. So let's get down to business. It's December going into January. Now it's time to get down to business. And we better start wearing down that other team, because those other teams that took that blueprint from us. So yeah, I understand the Knicks Nation frustration, but it's a long season, man, and bodies get worn at this style. So I think the Hawks, man, well, they were overachieving, man. They came out like they were starving. They came out like they were playing for free. They wanted it, man. They knew the stage. You know, we used to looking at this stage and you know, and one thing, we can't have nice things, like you said, CP. We can't have nice things. We can't be a privileged fan. We can't be a privileged team thinking automatically the lights going on and we're going to come up with the W. Teams are going to sometimes come in and snatch our food, man. And that's what happened tonight. So I'm sorry, CK, I can't pick you up at the crib and drive out to Vegas because we cannot have nice things. I'm out, y'all. Salute.
Appreciate the call, OG. Appreciate the call, man. This guy was rolling dice on our floor, man.
He sure was. And then he doubled down in the presser too. Said exactly what he rolled. I was like, all right, man. All right, man.
Wow, we're so soft. We're so soft. I hate that. I hate all the chumminess of this league, man.
Right?
Come on, man.
You know what I mean?
Nobody. Like, I'm not saying put hands on it. Nobody walked to half court and like, yo, like check. Nobody.
Nothing. Just walk right by. That's the thing that was crazy to me. The game ended and they still went and dapped up each other, saying good game. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
no, but this is what I mean. This is what I mean, that it's a player versus fans rivalry.
Right. Because they weren't invested in that. Yep. That's true.
Come on, man. You think Reggie's gonna be out there doing that without getting checked by Oak or somebody?
Yep.
I know who you need, CP. I know who you guys really need, all right?
Who do we need to call, man? We need an enforcer, man.
Here's the thing. You see, you're going all the way back now. I know the enforcer that you're missing. Both of you.
Who do we need, man?
This is who you guys need. This is not who I'm just suggesting because this is the last guy who I remember, jawing it up, saying it, pause, but getting someone's face.
I want to see what you're going to say. Okay.
And his freedom. Remember when he stood up for Frank Ntilikina? That's who you need.
You know what? What's that guy doing these days, man? He was yapping it up for the last couple of years. He wouldn't shut up about things. Where's he been at?
I'm cool.
Now he's straight.
I'm good.
Lord, man. Yeah, let this guy come through and oh, man. This is
I'll take Elfrid Payton shoving someone out the air.
Yeah, but hey. That's the name. That is the name.
Welcome back to the league, Elfrid Payton.
That's the name. That's who I would call back. Bring me Elfrid Payton back in here.
I'm thinking.
Oh shit!
I'm thinking him. I'm thinking Mook. Mook is available. What team Mook on? He free agent, right, man? Come on, bro.
Taj
getting paid to be with a bunch of.
I'm calling Alfred Payton like, yo, listen, man, you're not
You
going
know
to play
who's
one
gonna-
single minute on this team. But I need you to do, if anybody gets out of line, run off the bench and get it cracking, and we'll give you a bonus for every time you leave the bench. I put that incentive in his contract for the rest of the year.
You know who got chippy? You know who got chippy? Dante DiVincenzo got chippy last year.
Why are you doing this, bro? I did say the play-by-play. You know who would have crashed out? Number 30 would have crashed out for sure. Julius Randle would not have been cool. I did say that in the play-by-play. I'm not playing the I missed this guy, I missed that guy game, but 30 would have crashed out for sure.
They're too friendly, man. Ugh.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't like it. And then double down in the press conference talking about I rolled the 8 and then I didn't like it, so I picked it up. And then I was like, bro, I'm so sick of him. I'm so sick of him. I'm so tired of this dude talking crazy after beating us. And then we got Jalen Brunson talking about like, we should have won the game. Like, no, man. Josh, I'm still disappointed in Josh Hart. There's a camera of him just staring at him. Just step up and at least go hit the ball at his hand. Something, bro.
I was wondering, man, where was Hart? Where was Hart when all this was going down, man? It's just disappointing.
Don't get me started about it again.
Dude, what a letdown, man. What a letdown.
No one got autographs tonight.
Oh man. Anyway, man. And I'm sure the Hawks fans, they're gonna let us hear it in the comments on the replay gang, man. They're gonna let us hear it on the replay gang, man.
I'm very curious to see what happens on the game of the week preview because I was very bold in that the Knicks were going to win this one. So
yeah,
great.
Okay, all right. Let's get to the giveaway, man. We got 1,000 people here on the check-in. Salute to everybody in the chat. One more time, man. Just give us a like, share, and subscribe. You know, Knicks didn't get the job done tonight, but KFTV gets the job done every night. Shout out to CK, man. He pulled a double tonight. Salute to him, man. Play-by-play and post-game. So first off, shout out to CK for that dedication. We definitely appreciate that, man. Shout out to Daniel, Gamba, Tyler, Alex, TM, the whole KFTV crew, man. Happy holidays to you guys, of course. So yeah, just wanted to say that. And now let's shout out our people, man, and give them something to be happy about tonight. So tonight's giveaway,
the Skims.
Well, that'll be the next one. Tonight's giveaway is going to be the Chairman Pro electric foil shaver from our guys at Manscaped. What better stocking stuffer for your significant other than a gift from the #1 men's grooming tool, both above and below the waist? And you know what? Tonight, we're going to give the people one for free. Somebody's going to go home with this. Fanchise channel members going to go home with this. The Chairman Pro. But as is always the case with our Fanchise channel members, we don't just pick a name and give it away. Now, you got to earn it. And you got to earn it by way of trivia. So, with that being said, for our Fanchise channel members, here is tonight's trivia question.
What is CP's favorite bathhouse?
I won't say the name because they haven't sponsored the show, but they are damn good. I'm looking to get back over there for the holidays after the debacle that was the one I went to in Brooklyn. But anyway, okay, here's the question.
Okay,
here's the question: which former Knick did Trae Young surpass to become the Atlanta Hawks all-time assist leader, which is currently at 4,172 in 7 seasons? Which former Knick held that record for the Atlanta Hawks? Which former Knick? Here we go. Should get my trivia music going here. Do I get trivia music here? I think I do. Which former Knick did Trae Young surpass as the all-time assist leader for the Atlanta Hawks? Okay. I'm seeing some answers in here. Okay. All right. I see a couple of things. All right. The TM, please confirm the answer and the winner. Please confirm the answer and the winner before I ask Alex and CK to confirm. Okay. All right. Alex, do you have an answer, sir?
Former Nick. Oh, wait a minute. It must be the guy coaching out in Milwaukee. One Doc Rivers.
Okay, CK, your answer, sir.
So I was initially going to go with Jamal Crawford, but then I remembered Doc Rivers was in Atlanta. Yeah, so it's Doc Rivers. It's Doc Rivers.
Yeah. Great job, fellas. Great job.
Yeah.
I will get you guys a Chairman Pro sent to you. Did they send you guys one already?
I got two.
I will get. Okay. I will get. Make sure CK gets one.
Yeah, I got one.
Al, you got two Chairman Pros?
I got two. I got two. I mean, they showed up to my doorstep. They said, "Hey,
you got
my Chairman Pro, my Skims. He took everything from me, CP.
My Chairman Pro needed a Chairman Pro.
Bro, I don't even got two of these. This is the only one. I'm giving it away. All right, so the next we're gonna send CK one, and we'll do another giveaway. But yes, the answer is Glenn Doc Rivers, who had the record at 38-66. So congratulations to our guy Eric L. Beats. And Eric L. Beats has been cleaning up. He's been cleaning up on the giveaways. He got the Mando starter pack. He's got his whole body deodorant, and now he's got the electric foil shaver. So Eric L. Beats, congratulations. He's ready for the holiday, man. He's ready for the holiday. So congratulations to Eric L. Beats for sure. And for you people at home, better luck next time. But definitely we appreciate our friends at Manscaped. And hey, everyone, with the holidays creeping up faster than your aunt's fruitcake recipe, I've got something way better to share with you, man. If you want to look sharp for all those festive gatherings and maybe finally win that Best Groomed at the Family Dinner award, check out the latest masterpiece from Manscaped, and that is the Chairman Pro. And go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping on this bad boy. There we go.
I have so many questions from that ad read.
Yeah. Sometimes I ad lib, and I like the ones that they send me, man. I like this one. Trust me, it's like Rudolph for your face, guiding you to a smooth, irritation-free shave.
Okay, I see where they're going for that. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
Chairman Pro, man. 75
Zip Zap Zoom.
Zip Zap Zoom. This is the ultimate Zip Zap Zoomer. LED spotlight, like all of them come with. Do it in the dark, whatever you're into. Easy to rinse blades, interchangeable dual head system, smooth glide. There you go. Travel lock, electric foil, man. Okay. All right, man. Great show, fellas. Great show, man. TM, appreciate you for the question as usual. And we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna do a KFTV lunchtime live tomorrow. Stay tuned as we kick that off, and look out for the time as well. Make sure you guys are setting your notifications. And that's it, man. Shout out to Reese Anderson again, sends another super chat. He says Mikal and Hart for Giannis is possible with a third team. All right, so he's ready. This is the same guy. He's ready to make changes. He's ready to make trades.
Mikal and Hart for Giannis.
Yeah.
Send it, bro.
Send it.
Hit send and don't even think twice.
Send it. Isaiah Stewart, Rhyme Animal Chuck D. $5 super chat from the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. $5 super chat says Isaiah Stewart for Mitchie Precious Sims. If we can't figure it out. Hate to say it, but it could be the missing piece. There's a fear of Mitchie getting hurt again. I think it's going to be too hard to. That's the challenge that they're going to have come the trade deadline. Is like your most tradable assets is in the area that you're lacking the most. So I don't know if they look that way, man, unless it's a sizable upgrade. And it certainly, I don't think it'll be a 2-for-1 or something like that, because they need front court help.
There's been a lot of chatter going around Knicks, I would say, on X, where people are like, oh, we can now aggregate Mitch and Precious's contract. I'm like, for who? Who are you getting that you're doing?
Yeah.
You're trading both those guys.
Yeah.
Well, if we can get Giannis, shoot, you send those for Anthony Davis is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Well, Mikal and Josh Hart for Giannis. It sounds like Mitch and Precious for AD. Send it. Sounds fair to me.
Yeah, man.
No,
I sign off on
not
it.
you. That's what I'm saying.
True indeed,
Easy
man.
peasy. Easy peasy.
Anyway, long night, tough loss, but good show. Great show, fellas, man. Once again, shout out to all the mods and the producers of the show. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. You can catch us on all major podcast platforms. If you happen to miss tonight's show, go ahead and catch us on the replay, man. Shout out to the replay gang, everybody catching up. And yeah, man, leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on this one. Tough one at the office. No Vegas vacation for us, but we'll move on, live on to see another one. So, yeah, man, we out of here. CPCK, Alex, great show. Daniel, great show. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.